Welcome to the Liberated Feminine Podcast. I'm Lucy Lampy, your host, and it's been a minute since the last episode we did together. So some things have happened, hence baby. And we're here to share the story, the birth story, and how newborn time is going so far.
Yeah.
Where should we begin? With the 7 days of labor.
Oof. That 7 days felt like 7 months.
It really did.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that first night I came in and I was like, I'm having contractions and they're 5 minutes apart. And I was like, I feel like something's happening. And they were painful. And then the next day they just kind of fizzled out to like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But this went on for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not sleep.
Yeah. But we've actually gotten more sleep with the newborn than we did in labor.
Yeah.
For the whole week.
Yeah, we weren't sleeping. Plus, I had a baby pushing on my bladder, so I had to pee like every hour.
Yeah.
And now we're sleeping like 3 hours at a time, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those 7 days leading up to it were an initiation of their own.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
Remember how many breakdowns I had? I think I had a few.
It's all a blur to me. At this point, it's all a blur.
It's like it's behind us, thank God.
Yeah.
But I did, because I remember thinking, that second night of contractions, I got up and I was so frustrated because it just didn't do anything. It didn't go anywhere. And I felt like all that hard work, all that pain, all that excitement, and then no baby.
Mm-hmm. And then a part of you, I feel, felt bad too, because we called the midwives over and we stayed the night and a couple times, and it was like false alarm.
Times.
Even though it wasn't a false alarm, it was actually a reason why she couldn't push through the barrier.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Tell her, Mama.
She's like, I really tried.
Are we bringing back some memories you didn't like?
She's like, don't remind me. I'm so stressed about it. When she came out, she was trying. She was trying, and somebody. When I mentioned something about being in labor for 7 days, they're like, nobody's in labor for 7 days. I'm like, well, I mean, it wasn't active labor. I wasn't like, nobody's in active labor for 7 days. But this thing of early labor lasting that long, and then I didn't dilate past 4 centimeters for days.
Mm-hmm.
And both midwives checked, the MD checked, and then when we finally did go to the hospital, it was still the same. I was the same. But yeah, that was a big week. It's like holding your breath for days, and you just don't know when it's happening, what's happening, if everything's okay. But we were fully invested in having a home birth, which was a whole thing of its own, because we, landed on that decision of wanting to have the baby in this room, and we were committed to the midwives and everything.
Yeah.
And at the end, we ended up having to go to the hospital. So more on that, but what's your experience as the partner of a woman going through all this stuff?
Yeah, I've lost about 11 pounds since she's been born, and it was purely cortisol. I've been going through autoimmune stuff anyway with low cortisol and my DHEA levels down and all this stuff, like my body attacking itself. And that week literally flared up everything. I was barely eating, but I was gaining weight.
Yeah, you
and
were.
it was just stress. It was stress because I couldn't help you. I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't. It was everything was an unknown for me. Like the health of her, like what's going on with her inside, because obviously she was ready, and then also managing the other 4 kids in the house. Keeping them enrolled, and like it could be now. It could be now. It can be now for 7 days. Like they stopped their lives too with their friends going out. Mm-hmm. They were home. So like keeping the morale up in the house was something that was super important. And making meals and all the things like that was, it was a beautiful initiation, to say the least, through and through, like for me. Because like I always pride myself on acts of service, but it was like one of the only few times I was like, I'm actually tired of acts of service right now. It's like, I was like,
postpartum hadn't even started.
I've never met postpartum's easy compared to the week of labor. Like it really is. It's easier for me.
It's easier for me
because
too.
Even when you weren't pregnant, I was still making you breakfast. I was still doing the things. It was the same thing. But something about that week was just intense. It was the emotional weight
Yeah.
through and through. That's what it was.
Yeah. And there's a lot, remember we looked into the spiritual significance of prolonged laboring, and it was a lot of, I needed that confirmation from a friend who was like, yeah, there are some things being cleared out with every contraction. So don't feel like they are useless or like you're just going through pointless pain, because it really did feel like that. I'm like, is this even producing any dilation? Is this doing anything? And by the end of that, my uterus was tired. So even when it came down to the end, when it was time to push and everything, my uterus was contracting by that point at like 50-60%. So we were really like, no, it's time. But there was that moment of decision on the 7th night after, like he said, like, all the kids had been pausing their lives and waiting, and every day they're like, is it baby time? Is your baby coming? Is she here? Midwives, I think we called them over 3 times total. They stayed the night once. The next time they came like in the morning. I mean, we were just all ready to go. This room was set up. And by that 7th night, there was still no change. And the midwife said, yeah, I think we should call it. Like, we need to go to the hospital and just try this little, thank God I didn't have to do Pitocin, because that produces some like naturally intense contractions. And I really did want to have an unmedicated birth, because this is my first time doing that. And what they did like this little insert of a fraction of a tablet of concentrated prostaglandins, basically. Just that. And that was enough to just get me over the hump. Within a couple hours, I woke up and I was in full-blown active labor. And then 7 hours later, she was born. But that whole journey too was wild. Like, going to the hospital in the middle of the night, and then getting a couple hours of sleep, thankfully, before everything really kicked up.
Yeah, it was a big thing of trust. It was a big thing of trust too, because even like leaving for the hospital at midnight, it's like, even though our oldest kids are old enough to hold it down, it's still like as a man, I don't like to leave my kids at home at nighttime. I just don't like that. And so that was like a whole nother thing of like, oh, they're there by themselves. So it was a full thing of trust, and like not knowing how long we were going to be in the hospital.
Right. Yeah. Because we didn't know. Because what happens sometimes, right? As we know, a lot of us in the birth business, is that the cascade of interventions ends up in an emergency C-section or something like that. And that could have happened to me, I think, given just the right circumstances, or if that first doctor in the check-in had been insistent, or if my actual OB wasn't available. If it had been the next night, she would have been out of town. And if the midwife wasn't there to really help us advocate for the things that we want. So that's another big piece, is that it is possible to have a hospital birth and not have to have all of the usual protocols that they would push on people without thinking twice about it. And so we did have to sign all these waivers, and we don't want this, we don't want that, we don't consent to that. And I remember they didn't even want me to walk upstairs.
Yeah, like we're wanting you to walk.
In a wheelchair. I'm like,
induce
I need to
labor.
walk
Yeah,
to dilate more. They're like, no, you could fall down.
you can fall down.
Let me just get in the wheelchair, get me up there, and I'll take it from there.
Yeah.
There's so much fear instilled in the hospital too, because you go in and they want to prepare you for surgery right away. They're like, take off all your jewelry, get you in a gown. And the midwife, I'm glad that Jamie was there to say, no, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the midwife said, it's called Uma Shungo. It's a nonprofit here in Ecuador, and they're amazing. Like they really helped me so much in this process, and even calming my nerves, because like I already had it felt like a chip on my shoulder, like going into the hospital, because like being from the States, knowing what it's about, just like the hospital, it's like, oh, like I felt defensive going in. And that's purely it was the opposite energy of what I wanted. Like I wanted a home birth, and we're all chilling and stuff. So now it's like turning on like this primal spot inside of me, like, don't fuck with us, like don't do it. Like don't like my woman, my baby, like this is what we want, like this and that. And like it started off too with a male gynecologist coming in, and I'm like, first of all, like I have this thing, and no, like I'm not even gonna say no shade. There is shade because it's like I don't feel a man should be a gynecologist in this life. It's like having a woman who specializes in testicles. Like it's just it's not, is it shouldn't be a thing, you know. So for me, I'm like, okay, it is what it is. This is the guy who's on duty right now, and he ended up being a nice dude, you know. But I had my reservations, and it wasn't like this protective thing of like, oh, because he's a man looking at my woman. No, it was purely because we've never met him before. Like this whole
Yeah.
birth journey, we've been with one doctor, and she's amazing, Dr. Johanna. And now it's like it's middle of the night. I mean, there's a stranger dude looking at Lucy, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm just
And I was
like,
like,
so from the start, I was already done,
yeah,
you know,
we were just on I think on more of the defense too,
exactly.
because we're like we don't know how much we're gonna have to advocate and fight, like be combative
Yeah.
against the systems
Hmm.
to have the more peaceful experience that we wanted.
Hmm.
So yeah, and I know Jamie, she was all fired up.
Jamie was
She
fired up
was
too.
fired up.
She's a Leo just like me, and she was ready to go. She was ready to fight. Like every little thing, I had to have a little convo with her. Like Jamie, I know, like I was like, I'm a fighter just like you. We got the fire, but like we have to really stay calm and grounded for Lucy. Like we have to. I was like, we can't be fired up and we can't be out for blood right now. Like you know. So yeah, so that was it, and that was just a check-in process. But actually, once we got into the actual hospital, like they gave us a room, like a normal hospital room, and they also had like birthing rooms, like separate from where you stay. Because you told me in the States where your experience is that where your room is, that's where you give birth.
Yeah,
right?
you're just in the room, and they're coming in like every 30 minutes, hour to check and do vitals, and it's extremely disruptive.
Yeah.
You can't sleep, and so it was really great that and it was quiet.
Yeah, it was
It was
super quiet.
It's peaceful.
Like we got some, like I actually got amazing sleep there as well.
Yeah.
And like I even like we'll talk more about this, but there was even a part too. I was like, we get a little mini vacation away from the kids. Let's stay
They
there
thought
the
about
extra
not
night.
staying another night, and we're like, no, let's do it. Let's stay
stay
here.
another
tonight.
night. We pay for it. Like we might as well stay here, you know. And like I had this little couch in the room, but yeah, like the birthing room was beautiful. Nobody was. It wasn't invasive, you
Yeah.
know. And of course, like we're in the middle of the earth. We're in Ecuador, so the system is a lot different than what it is in the States. Like I can't speak about the States experience because I never had a baby there, and you have. But I do know that it like I didn't feel everybody who came in and checked on us brought Lucy food. Even like after Amaya was born, they were really nice and they're really professional and they weren't pushy. Even the pediatrician, everybody. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy and like of course we wanted the home birth, but I'm really happy that you got to have a new hospital experience.
Yeah,
To
it
be
redeemed a lot.
redeemed a
for
lot
me.
from the other
Yeah,
four.
It really did. It did. Because before I didn't have the awareness of, you know, well, first of all, I really don't think I could have made it through all the contractions and the birthing process and not like maybe blacked out.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Okay. But actually, yeah, I didn't know to ask for certain things or to ask them to not do certain things. Like I didn't know about the spiritual significance of the placenta and the benefits of really waiting until it's like done, you know, and so I wanted to have that. So really it was the best of both worlds because we were able to have what would have basically been the home experience, but in the birthing room. So we were in that birthing room for I think like 5 hours.
5 hours, 6 hours. And it had everything. It had the stools.
Oh,
Oh,
bless you.
you good? You good?
Salute.
You good, mamas? That milk hitting? That milk hitting? Yeah.
They don't warn you about how noisy newborns are. Brendan found out for the first time. He's like, "Is this okay?" I'm like,
Everything
They're
is,
like gremlins.
yeah, it's like a little squeak, a sound, like everything. And like me, is my first time, so like every sound, I'm like, is she okay? Is she okay? Lucy's a little more desensitized after 4. But me,
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
it's fine.
like sometimes in the middle of the night, I wake up and I'm just like, I stiff arm Lucy, like, where is she?
Like, where's the baby?
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, no, it was
Had everything you needed in that room.
it was literally and it's funny because I saw this post from a birthing center in north of Ecuador, like nowhere near here, and they had all the same stuff, like the bars on the wall, the ropes hanging from the ceiling, the chair that's slightly like slanted, the chair that I ended up giving birth in, the ball, all that stuff, the comb. And I thought, oh my God, that's so cool. Where can I find a birthing center like that in this area? And they were like, we don't know. We don't think there is one. Well, it was inside the hospital, it turns
Crazy.
out. I'm like, how
Crazy.
about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it was really, I have developed a whole new reverence for my womb because she was working. She worked
Yeah.
she worked for 7 days, like the Lord, you know. It's
Yeah.
like- and on the seventh day, we finally did get to rest.
You did. The Lord said. And yeah, like with that birthing room too, it's had bathroom. It had two. It was like a suite. It had 2 rooms in it.
Yeah.
It had like the birthing room. Then it had like the bed on the other side with all the equipment, and like it was so chill. Like they even let me set up an altar for us. So I brought my ornaments and things, my relics that I gathered in Africa. I gathered in Peru, here in Ecuador, and I laid it out. And where Lucy was prepping for birth, like her head was right by the altar. We actually have some of that film too. Probably could put it in like some.
Yeah,
footage.
yeah.
So it was like
The
they let us
photos.
just be who we were as well, and it made the ambiance like really, really calm and beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, and nobody was intrusive. Even after the birth, it wasn't like, yeah, I mean, in the States, again, they would come in and take vitals for the baby, vitals for me, vitals for, I don't even know, and they let us sleep all night. They didn't come
Yeah.
in until the next morning. And to the point where I was like, should someone be checking in on us?
Yeah, yeah.
But they keep bringing in food, and the food was good. The food was like home cooked, tasting food
It was
and
Andean food, like local food,
Yeah.
like purees and
healthy.
different fruits and stuff. It wasn't granola bars and peanuts and
Yeah,
things like that.
pudding.
Yeah, and if y'all seen the video that I posted, we did a collab post on Instagram. Like the end of the video when I was just like this sleeping and she was like sleeping with me. That was literally the night after the birth in that room, and like I hadn't slept that hard in months. Like it was so good.
Yeah. I hadn't slept that good in a long time. It's crazy because, the newborn trenches are, it's like, oh, you're up all night. You're just cleaning up, spit
Yeah.
up. No, she's really good sleeper, guys. I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to her in the womb for months. I'm like, hey, can you please, like give us a little break here when you come out?
Can you share as well? Like I know you did in a post, but just share here like the reason why you were having labor for 7 days and
Oh, yeah.
contractions that way for 7 days, like the actual reason why
Yeah.
that she
The
couldn't
physical.
break through physical
Yeah.
that we weren't aware of.
Oh my God. So, my last childbirth was 9.5 years ago, right? And that one, I remember thinking, oh, this one's just gonna slip right out. Fourth kid. No, I was in this early labor stalled pattern for 3.5 days. And I remember when I finally did go to the hospital, I was 4 centimeters. And I went from 4 to 10 centimeters in 20 minutes. So I had just gotten the epidural like put into my spine, and it hadn't even fully set in yet. Like I got to feel all of the pressure and like the contractions, but not the pain of it. But that really fast dilation could have caused some scarring. But before that, what points to maybe a longer period of cumulative scars, after my second childbirth, I was hemorrhaging a week later, and I was unconscious in the hospital all weekend. Really scary moment. And they did a DNC, which is when they kind of like force into your uterus and clean it out to make sure there's no remnants of any afterbirth left. And there wasn't, but they were very aggressive. I remember that in that emergency room. It was like I didn't have my contacts in, which you know how blind I am without my contacts. And everything was blurry and the bright lights, and they were like shoving things in my urethra and in my body, and it was like, oh. And it was a really painful process. And I think that could have started the scarring, because then with my third birth, it took longer. Not days, but it took longer. And then by the time that Ezekiel was born, it was, it was a long labor. So the midwives kept saying that they felt like these nodules, like these little like scar tissue feeling things in my cervix that were keeping it from, because I have it's like a posterior cervix. So it was like kind of trapped under the baby's head. And it's like I would literally feel her like trying to like push with her head. Maybe that's why her calves and her thighs are so strong too,
Her
and her neck. She's like, I've been working out. But yeah, it just couldn't produce the dilation and the effacement that it should have, because that scar tissue was so just firm in that place that it wouldn't let the dilation open and move my cervix forward more anterior. So once I got that whatever it's called, with the prostaglandins, that softened my cervix enough to get things really going. But then we were just kind of stuck at 8.5 centimeters. And the doctor was like, I feel like something's not right. So to avoid having to do Pitocin or a surgery, let's just break the water bag. And that's not something that either of them would typically do, because they don't want to interfere with the natural process. But that's what we ended up doing. Honestly, that was one of the most painful parts, to have that tool put in
I remember
there.
you were laying back, and I was wearing my cozy wool socks, and I was there while the doctor was going in, while she was going in. And I remember, like, she did it. She passed the surface, punctured it, and then I looked down and I just see liquid all soak it into my wool sock.
Yeah.
My favorite wool socks, just liquid. And I was like, oh, okay, that's the water. That's the water, yeah. And it was and I noticed it specifically. It was brown.
Yeah.
And you could share more on that.
Yeah, apparently she had already passed meconium in the water. And so, mind you, she was born at 38 weeks, so it's not like she was past due. Usually that's something that maybe more mature babies in the womb, 42 weeks plus, would pass, but she had just gotten stressed, it seems like. And she totally pooped in there. So that could be really dangerous for babies. And that's, once that happened, they were like, okay, it's go time. Like, we're not fucking around,
Yeah, I saw Johanna's face and Jamie's face. They were like, yeah, like, we got to get her out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was now or never. And me, it's like, I didn't know the severity of it, because still it's my first time, and I'm navigating it. But when I saw the look on their faces, I was like, all right, it's game time. This is it, and we're going to go for it.
I was like, I had to tap in. I'm like, okay, it's time to really tap in. Because I was pretty much cruising through those contractions. They were really intense. But again, my uterus was so tired at that point. They're like, the power was...
Yeah, because the uterus is a muscle.
It's a muscle.
And it just got fatigued over 7 days of doing constant 20-minute contractions.
Yeah, and some of these contractions would last 4 minutes too. Like, on average, they were 2 minutes long for the 7 days. But some of them would last 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. And so it was a big workout for my uterus. But that's when I knew too, it was go time. It was like, oh shoot, like, no, I am not going to get a C-section if I can help it. Not after this whole week. Not after everything we just been through. No. And so, I had to get into that space mentally, and I was like, okay, this is the moment. The doctor had to manually, with her fingers, help me dilate the rest of the way. And that was the most excruciating part, because not only was the baby like descending through the birth canal, but she was like opening the birth canal. And that's not a natural birth sensation. Let's put it that way. So that really added to it. And I felt like I was, and you were behind me holding me. And then we had the midwife and the doctor in front. And I wanted to be in a headspace to know, like, oh, there's her head, there's her hair. But I was just like trying to breathe through the intensity.
You were gone. You were in another dimension.
I really was.
Like, when I looked at you the first time when I grabbed your face, it's in the video that Lucy posted, like, your eyes weren't there.
Yeah.
Like you were there, but it's like you were in this liminal space, you know? It was like, like, I was like, oh, what's going on? You know, it's...
When you're in like so much pain, they say childbirth is like breaking 20 ribs.
Yeah, in this case, it's like 40 feet.
Maybe like 40. Breaking all your ribs and then some. But it was so excruciating. And by the time that I could just push her out, it was such a relief. Because I was like, oh, this is what it's just supposed to feel like,
Yeah.
And I remember they were like, okay, you're going to have to push. And but when it actually was time to push, it's like, I just felt like, oh, I need to push, And I really did have to bear down more. I know that there's like this whole fetal ejection reflex. But in this case, it's like I had to give it everything I had, just to make sure she got out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And she worked with me. You know, it's a team effort. She
And
did
it's
it.
like I felt so comfortable too, just in my experience seeing having Jamie and Johanna there, like in front. Because originally with the home birth, I was gonna be the first one to touch her, coming out. But then once we got to the situation, I was like, I don't need to touch her first. I have two women here I really respect and I feel safe with, and they got it from the front. And I was like, my mission is to protect Lucy, to like keep you here, to keep you grounded. Like
Yeah.
that's no matter what. Like they got the baby, I got Lucy, and that's what it was about. And I remember when the moment when she came out, it was like I didn't feel any tears within me, like the whole process. 'Cause I was so locked in on just standing
Yeah.
firm for you, like an oak tree.
Yeah, and you were.
And but then once she came out, like I just like had this flood of emotions, just like come down, and I was like, holy shit, like this is it. And it wasn't like a holy shit, I'm a father. It was like, holy shit, she did it. Like Lucy did it. That's what it felt like
Yeah.
for me. And like it was the biggest sigh of relief. And they let me cut the umbilical cord and all these things, and they let us chill with the umbilical cord for
Yeah.
like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was like 15-ish.
Which
the
is great
placenta
because
had
usually in
already
the
been
hospitals,
delivered.
like they cut the umbilical cord right away, and like what she said, like a third of the baby's blood is still in the placenta, still in the
something
umbilical
like
cord.
that. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like they gave us some time, and then but it was so cute too because when I like she came out with her eyes wide open, like she was like ready to go. Like within 10 minutes, they put that little hat on her, and she was just like looking around like this, like I've been trying to come out, like I'm ready.
About time.
Like, about time. Damn, what's going on? She was like wide eyed, and she was just like with her hand like this, like just like looking. I have a photo of it. She's like this.
This girl
like-
poses for everything.
She was like
too.
looking at me like you guys.
Posing.
And like it was like yeah, and but yeah, that was it. And then the most gnarliest part for me was like after they brought you back from the birthing room and put you inside of back in our room, and I came back, and then like all the doctors left, everybody was gone,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit, now what?
Like it's just us now.
It's just us now. We just
What
have
do
this
we
little
do?
baby. We have this little baby. Oh yeah, another part that was super cool too was like, of course, like it definitely like home would have been different. It wasn't invasive, but it was a lot. But it was still for me, it was a cool experience because when Lucy was pushing with the pediatrician, this woman, like her whole entourage came in. It was like 7 other women. So it was like in total, it was like 12 women in there in this room, surrounded around Lucy, and I'm the only dude in the whole space. And I remember having this moment. I was like, even though like it could be invasive because there's so many people here, I was like, how beautiful is it? Like having all these women here, witnessing this woman giving birth. Like that made me emotional too, because I was like, wow. And that's a big part of why I felt supported, because I was like, there's so many women here, nothing's gonna go wrong, like nothing. Like I really felt that like, even though we didn't know most of those women, I felt like this communal thing. Like I had this flash moment of like, this is what it would be like in a village.
Yeah. Yeah, surrounded by the women especially. And if you hadn't been behind me, like if I had been, let's say, attempting to give birth on a hospital bed, horizontal, I needed you behind me. Like you were fully supporting me. And I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I get emotional in every episode. I'll get used to it. But I feel like there's something that fundamentally just like pain that just left my body, and being so supported in a moment like that where I am the most in my power and in my primal raw essence, and you were so solid, like you were unwavering. And looking at the video too, which I didn't even know that Jamie was taking the video, and I'm just like, I'm so glad that she did, because looking back at that, I'm like, oh my God, I cry every time I look at it, because I mean, how could I not? It's just it's so much power and so much love and so much presence. And I know it's moments like that, it just like embeds something into our bodies. It just, you can't undo that. You can't unbe that, you know? And it's really set us up too for this whole postpartum time, where it really does feel so much easier than the week leading up to the birth. Because if we
Yeah.
can do this, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really special. And one of my one of my brothers in my men's group, um, he like sent me a beautiful voice note, and he paused me. My bro David, and he was like, "Bro, don't forget, like you only get to experience the first time, one time."
Mm.
He goes, "Take it slow," and that really hit me. So ever since that message, it's like when I come in here, I see Lucy, I see her, I'm like, this is so special. And thinking about the foothills and the trek up to the mountain in order just to like have this beautiful gift. It's so beautiful. And yeah, like I can't put words to it because I've already been a dad the last year and a half, like with my bonus kids here. But this is something that I can't literally, like you have to experience it to experience it. Like that's how I feel. And it's taking like me being a man feels so different now than what it did 2 weeks ago. Because tomorrow she's gonna be 2 weeks old, and it just feels different now being a man. You know, like and it doesn't feel much different because that protector was always in me, and you've seen it with the kids. Like
Yeah, like
that
you've always been that person.
that's in me. So that doesn't feel different. I still feel turned on, but I feel more like locked in on if I'm doing something, like I'm actually doing it, you know?
Yeah,
Like
that's a good way to put it.
there's no room for anything else, you know? So I feel really, I feel more accountable and intentional right now. But yeah, I'm so proud of you as well, just for how you handled it. And yeah, like that as a man, that portal of birth is like, there's nothing I've ever experienced. I've done countless plant medicine ceremonies, ayahuasca, wachuma, peyote, like any plant medicine like you can imagine. I've experienced it in a very beautiful way, an intense way, and in the jungles, all these places, and nothing compared to that feeling of the energy coming from her body. Like there was something literally coming from her body that I couldn't explain. Like the hairs on my arm were up. Like I felt this vibration, and it wasn't a chaotic feeling. It was super calming, but it was the strongest feeling I've ever felt in my life. I've never experienced something that spiritual. That's what I'm saying. Like something like that was it was so profound. So yeah, it's I thank you for that gift as well because it's super special as a man to be able to experience that. You know,
Yeah.
I'll never forget that feeling, ever,
Yeah.
ever.
It's like I'll never forget the feeling of you being just really being there. So, I mean, that was its own portal, you know. And of course, she came on 8/8,
Yeah,
which is the height of the Lionsgate portal energy 2 week, 3 week period, whatever it is. But yeah, she really picked a special, like a powerful day, a
yeah.
powerful time to be born.
Yeah, because my father wanted her selfishly to be born on his birthday, which was that Tuesday. I'm about to
Yeah.
cry a little bit. Um, on that Tuesday, the 5th, August 5th, and he was so hopeful and it didn't happen. And at that point, we were like, we just want it to happen any day. The 6th, the 7th, we don't care. Just come out of Maya. Like, but yeah, like, it dawned on me too. I was like, my birthday's the 16th, and she's literally 8 days infinity before mine. And I'm
Yeah.
like it's
Eight
crazy.
eight eight.
Yeah, 888. You know, it's so yeah. There's something here with this little one, and yeah, I'm so grateful for this little cacao bean.
And all the kids are so in love with her too. Like we get home and they're all just gushing over her, and they're like, "How's Samaya? She's the cutest little baby?" And they're taking a million pictures of her, and this is definitely the most baby pictures of any of the kids I've ever had, with 4 people with phones, you know,
Yeah,
5. But yeah, there is something that really does click when it's your when it's your child. I don't know how to explain. I mean, like for me, when I became a mom, there was something that clicked. That was like, I'm not. It's not just about me. You know, like everything was about a bigger vision for the family. And of course, I started so young. Like I had,
Yeah.
you know, she's almost 18 now. But it's been really beautiful to see Brendan now stepping into this, because there is something that is just not, you can't put words to it. And I feel that it's like a deeper, more laser focused kind of purpose and presence
Yeah.
And not that you didn't have purpose and presence before, but it's just something that's just like, just like the bottom of that fell out, and there's like this bigness to it that we didn't know that to access until
Yeah.
going through this experience.
Yeah. And then even leading now into my men's training,
Yeah.
that's happening in September. I feel different leading this cohort than I did other cohorts in the past in being a father in this magnitude. Like
Yeah.
something just feels so different, you know? Like one having the my 4 bonus kids, but also having her, it's like,
Yeah.
it's a whole different experience now, like being in that space, like now relating to fatherhood in this way, you know? Because I've always been around exceptional fathers and dads, like from my years, like with Preston Smiles being within his community for many years when I lived in the States, and seeing him have all these kids and how he's shown up as a dad, my boy Jenny Azuma, just so many prolific examples of men who are fathers. And I got it like mentally, but now it's like I feel it, you know, I feel it. So like I'm so grateful to be in that club now.
Yeah. He's such a natural dad. He's always been a dad. Even your dad is like, Brendan's always been real domestic. He's,
Like, what you mean, Pop's domestic? He goes, you know, domestic.
you know, he takes care of the house. He keeps it tidy. He likes to cook. I'm like, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And my dad's a natural girl dad too. Like he has
Oh, he
3
so
daughters,
is,
you know,
yeah.
like he's 3
Yeah.
daughters and same. So yeah, I needed to have a girl first. Like I just needed to have a truly special, to have a little girl first. And not only that, little Leo, Aquarius moon and Scorpio rising.
Of course, she had to be a Scorpio rising like me.
And Leo like me, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, both of us. Those are my 2 favorite signs. But yeah, I feel like this postpartum journey so far, it's like just integration too of all of that, and I feel like a new person too. I feel like I'm landing into who I am now, who I'm becoming through this, and it feels really good to be so supported through this. My 16-year-old, she was like, I love how you make mom breakfast every morning. Thank you for taking good care of her. And she's just like, they see that. So it's also a really powerful example for all of them, you know, the girls and Ezekiel, because they get to see, you know, a man showing up in
Standard.
that way and really, yeah, like that's the bar, you know? It's not like, hey, just go take care of yourself and or while I stay here with the baby. It's like, no, let me go make this for you and bring it to you, and you even anticipate what I'm gonna need. Like we have kind of now 2 weeks in, we have a little bit of a routine, so it's like this tea and this coffee and the coconut, and like so
Yeah.
it's a little more streamlined now. But
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
shout out to the other midwives and doulas supporting us with Mapu
yeah,
and Cha-Cha. Like they're amazing women. They come over and they lead us through beautiful ceremonies, and also they take care of the kids. They come and cook food for us as well and meal prep,
Yeah.
make teas, and yeah, it's been beautiful to experience all these women and the support. And literally, like we're not from Ecuador. Like we're not from here, so to receive this type of love and support is to me, it's I wouldn't have got this in the States even close to my family, and I love my family. It wouldn't have been like this, you know. So to be aligned with these souls here, from Umashungo to Mapu to Cha-Cha, Katia, Jamie, like all of them, even having like Dr. Johanna as a
yeah.
doctor.
She was great.
She's been grade A for the 9 months. She's been amazing.
Yeah, and she was a very patient.
Very
you know,
patient.
There's another doctor that we went in and consulted with, and we're like, yeah, we want to do unmedicated. And she's like, oh, I'm not the one for you because I just want to get the baby out. Whatever we got to do, we got to cut you open. We got to give it a episiotomy. I don't have the patience. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, thank you for being honest.
She's not the one. And Johanna from day one has been so, and also out here too, if you're thinking about like birthing tourism and stuff, like Dr. Johanna, like we have her private WhatsApp number. Doctors here, they give you their number, you know, like to contact
anytime.
them. Like even me, like when Lucy was in labor, like I was talking to the doctor directly, like, hey, I think it's time. And she's like, okay, I'll be right there. It's wild. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this whole experience. It's this like, in the States, the doctors, they're super guarded. You
Yeah.
can't get near them.
Yeah.
Here, it's like they offer. You don't ask for it. They offer their personal number to you. Like
To
if
make
you need,
sure you
to
can
make sure
contact.
if you need anything, like call me, like
Yeah.
message me. I'm like, wow, really? So like this whole experience has been really beautiful,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm forever grateful for it, and the hospital as well. Like they were great too. They were great. Like I loved like the whole experience in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, system's
was
a little
comfy.
weird.
Yeah. Systems are not the best here.
Check in, check out's a little
Yeah.
weird. It's not as efficient.
It's not as smooth and
but
efficient.
inside the meat of the experience, like I can't say enough about it. Like they kept
Yeah.
my lady strong and healthy, and my baby's okay, and yeah, I'm super grateful for all of it.
Yeah. Like the maternity area and the employees there and everything were really great. Really
Yeah.
great.
5-star.
So great. All the doctors, pediatrician, everything.
And specifically, the hospital's called Los Valles.
Yeah.
Yeah, great hospital in Ecuador. Great hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we go there with our family stuff anyway for labs and everything. We've been going there with the kids, and yeah, it's been a pivotal part of our journey. Is
We've been there so much.
so much like just getting my autoimmune stuff,
Dentist, the
dentist,
this and
that, osteopath. So yeah, it's been a really healing space for us
Yeah.
through and through. So, but yeah,
And
Cool.
so I mean, that is the bulk of it. I guess we're losing sunlight now, but y'all
Yeah.
can still see us, I think.
yeah,
But yeah, before we wrap up, just also want to say that what's really exciting for me too is that getting back into our work
yeah,
individually and together
yeah,
feels different.
yeah,
It feels like, I mean, when you've been initiated in such a way, you just bring a different energy to everything you do. And people are feeling that. And so, like Brendan mentioned, with his men's group, his men's cohort that he's starting in September, and you can, say more about that, because at the time that we're releasing this episode, there's still space available for the early bird, but not for much longer. So, tell them a little some.
yeah. It's essentially framework that got me from being a athlete, solo nomad, traveling around the world to father of 5, and it's like
A short time too.
short time. It's all encompassing, and it's rooted in sexual mastery for the fellas, and not ticking boxes, like actual mastery of presence in the bedroom, touch, communication, and it's about leadership, accountability, discipline, and it's all these things because me, like discipline creates freedom. Like this is what we need, and what I needed to be a better man was discipline, so that I can be better within the space. So yeah, this training, it's gonna be full on, and what I'm excited about is that we have several fathers in the space already. Like naturally, like I become a father, I'm attracting dads.
You attract what you are.
Yeah,
in those
yeah.
spaces.
Yeah, it's like now I'm also get some new gray hairs. I'm like,
I
I'm
was
ready.
Like, they look good.
I'm
They're
ready.
looking
Like
good.
I'm ready for this. But yeah, like, I'm really excited for this cohort, and yeah, just the energy is different because now it's like I desire to create a safer world in my way, and I wanted to do this, and I was doing it before with men and women, but now having a little girl, I'm like, nah, I need to do my part, and if I can't control externally what's going down, but within our family system, I can create a standard of how we relate, how I relate to men, how men relate to us, how I relate to women outside of Lucy, and all that, all encompassing. And I want all the kids and Amaya to see this, to witness it, because this is my work going forward now. And of course, I'm still going to support my sisters and the ladies for sure, but specifically this cohort, it's about maximizing our presence as a safe masculine.
Yeah. So for that, I'm going to put all the links in the description, in the show notes. But then in addition to that, here, let me see. Let me hand her to you, because she's in a peaceful state.
We're losing light. Hi, mamita. Hi, my girl. Hi, my girl.
I'm going to take this mic.
Hi, my
Because
girl.
I don't like to move her when she's peaceful, but I'm like, no, I'm sweating a lot. Like, I'm
Jesus,
sweating.
Her chest is like on
That's what
fire.
I'm like. She's like, I'm sweating. I'm dripping. Hormones postpartum are no joke, guys. But yeah, the other thing that we're also sharing is the Pulse membership that we're holding space for couples and individuals who are ready for a committed relationship. So you don't have to be in one to participate in this, but definitely if you're looking for more tools on real relational, like healthy relational dynamics and sacred sexuality and how to heal and work through those, big hurdles within relationship in a healthy way, then join us for that. So that's also going to be in the description.
Yeah.
And then,
I'll be leading breath work in there too, somatic
Yes.
healing
yeah,
as well. I'll be breakout sessions with men in there. So if there's men, I'll be doing private sessions with them, like in small groups, and you also with ladies. So it's gonna be,
yeah,
it's really beautiful. A lot of value for a small entry to get in to
because
to
it's 6
create.
months.
It's 6 months. It's 6 month membership, and it's
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, so more details on that there. And then finally, I am launching a postpartum course in September as well. Phase 1 is going to be coming out in September, and this is interweaving the different parts of what we need postpartum as women. So it's not it's rebuilding our pelvic floor. I'm tapping into my years of working with women in personal trainer mode, specializing in postpartum, and integrating that with the sensual aspects, like rediscovering who you are as an erotic being. This is not just your sexuality and your pleasure, but also that. It's really connecting with your source of aliveness. And then also these daily audios to keep you emotionally a little more recalibrated and to, just give you some soothing comfort when you're having your breakdowns, because they're going to happen. So so for that, also check out the description. And I think we'll leave you with that. Would love to hear your thoughts and feedback in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, and maybe also share your experiences with your birth story, if you had some kind of curveballs thrown at you, and when how you navigated that, what your takeaways were from that.
Yeah, and also I'm open to if some of you as partners, even if they don't listen to this podcast, but I'm also open for advice too, as like a new dad of my own.
Yeah.
I don't care what I've done. I'm open, student mode. I take everything into consideration, and I would love some advice from some dads who've done it too.
Yeah,
Or
that's a good point.
yeah,
So, thank you all for joining us for this story time podcast episode. And until next time, here's to liberating your wild feminine heart.